welcome back to the workshop. Today we're working on our soapbox version 3. Built a couple of these already. This is the third one that we're going to be building. I thought I'd video this one, see how we get on. The idea is it's going to be a bit of a trike. I want to have one wheel at the back and two like encompassing the body and a couple at the front is what we're sort of working on. So made some wheel hubs already, that's all done. What I'm working on today is a chassis. Yesterday I mocked up the rough shape of what I want this thing to be. I've got a little bit left to do on it just to tack the rear bars in place and just see what it looks like. If I'm happy with that, I'll make some more structure to the chassis and get it nice and rigid, and then we can work on more bits of it and see how we get on. So that's the aim of today, so come along and let's see how we get on. I like the look of this considerably more. All I've done is just bring the back end in slightly, so it's just less, well, it's a bit more curved now around the edge. It was a bit flat at the back. Now it's nice and curved. I really like that shape. I think that looks pretty good. So we'll call it, I think we'll call the shape pretty good at that, and just see if we can start adding some nice structural bars, get a floor to this, and then we'll decide how we're going to build up and around the sides of this thing. Now, if you're wondering, this bar at some point is going to get completely cut out. It's just there so that I can get the shape of this thing right. What I'm going to have is a canopy. So the thing's going to be eventually fiberglassed and covered over to give it a nice body. But we're going to add a canopy on this portion of it. So that bar will get cut out at some point. But if I leave it in, it means everything's nice and straight for the moment. So let's crack on and add some structure to this thing. Pretty happy with the fitment of them first two bars. A nice little bit of chamfering in so it joins nice and snugly around. No gaps around the outside of any of it. Looking good. Tack them in place, make some more. best of us. What have I done here? This for a mismeasure. Unbelievable. try again. Most of the bottom just tacked weld in. Yeah, nothing too permanent at the moment, but just looks all right. It's a floor for a moment. It's all come out pretty straight, pretty even. Looks quite nice. Got a real nice curve to the floor pan there, so it should be pretty good. So that's got most of the chassis floor in place. It's all come out pretty straight, all looks pretty good. The next part that I want to work on is the tubes that's going to sort of form the top half of the chassis. I want them to be, they won't be quite like this, so I wanted the floor to be flat, but this needs to have a nice sort of compound curve to it all the way down here. It is going to get a body over it, so I'm not sort of too bothered how these tubes look and things. But what I do need to decide is where the what part of this is going to get cut out for the canopy. It's going to be quite a large section to get you in and out, so it's probably going to be something about this sort of size going to come out eventually. But what I'll start doing is I'll get some of these tubes in at the bottom part of this here, and then we'll get some more up. Decide where we're going to be moving the canopy, and then we'll work it all out from there and just make it as we go along. It seems to work well. Let's give that a go. These two bits are now pretty even. Near enough perfect, to be honest. You wouldn't believe there's two bits there, but there we go. Two bits. Let's get them tacked in, hooked up, and see what it looks like. So that's roughly in place, obviously just held up. I think it looks pretty good. Like all the backs sort of going to line up. We want the pieces in nice and flat and straight and actually in properly. I think it's going to look all right. This is, so essentially now this is going to be the opening of the cart. This is where you'll get in and out. Will be this section here. When we cut that out, the canopy will lift out from here. Plenty of space inside. I think what we'll do is we'll get these bars tacked loosely, just leveled off and loose, and just see what it looks like, and then go from there. So we've got this part just tacked at the front now, just to hold it up, just so I can see what it looks like. It's looking pretty good. It's all looking relatively straight. I think when we get the sides built on this, you'd be able to curve right up the edge of this. It should have quite a nice shape to the whole thing. I think I'm tempted as I look at it to try and take this point off the top of it. I'm not sure I like this bend here. I might try and make that a bit more natural. But you can see the sort of shape of the whole thing that we're going for. So obviously this is going to be the cockpit area that we'll get in and then sit in there and drive it. But I think it looks all right for a day's worth of work. So we're going to leave it there. We'll pick it up another time and then see if we can get some more progress on it. That's it for now then. See you all later on.